Can I say something? The problem is not new Burna album. The problem is Burna going on tour again.
He is going to go on tour again.
He can drop another album.
He's going to go on tour again.
Another album,
so this is what I think. I think that he's going to start having longer touring cycles, as opposed to
album cycles.
Yeah, so it's going to have like No Sign of Weakness tour can probably span up until like early 2027. That's my thinking.
Oh no!
Speaking of Burna, he said something about G-Horse, right? They're supposed to have a tape, maybe.
Yeah, but all these things are still very.
Seems Lambert.
He promised that tape earlier. He'll be dropping some Lambert too.
Yeah,
he promised that tape in 2024, and we didn't get it. So I think the big three, they promised us like collaborative projects that I don't know whether we'll get. Davido teased with Chris Brown.
Wait, real quick on Burna, before we move on from Burna. And this is just an open question. Do you think he needs an album to drop this year to kind of clean up the mess of...
I don't think he needs an album.
No. Again,
he needs a
going off the premise.
Emmanuel.
You know, you guys remember when Eminem dropped Revival?
No. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think he needs an album. What I think he needs to do is get off the road.
I don't think that's
not happening.
Because that's leaving too much money on the table.
That's not happening. I'm speaking from the album cycle perspective. Do you guys feel it's too
is business as scheduled this year for Burna? I'm telling you, free gist. If business as usual, that's what's going to happen.
He's going on road.
To ask you a question, right? At what point does Burna go back to the drawing board and say, we've taught 5-6 years in a row, let's like calm down and then
calming down.
So you have to understand.
Touring artists.
Understand the deals you're in.
Yeah. So you have to understand that the goal for Burna and his team is that they want him to be they want him to be like a Michael Jackson. Like they want him to be like a Michael Jackson, right? They want that level of greatness, right? They are not stopping till they feel like they are there, right?
I don't think
that is exactly how they are wired. Like they are wired to operate like they are going for the upper echelons of like musicality in this world. Like you have to understand that they don't like, and they are not willing to stop until they get it.
They're not stopping.
The time you think that the drawing board that you're talking about, he's currently in the drawing board. That's what he does in the beginning of the year. That's what he does in December, January, February, March. But I promise you, by August, is business as usual again.
Yeah, by business is going on road.
That's what it is. They are going on road again. They are going to do it.
And most likely another album.
Yeah, and
let me say something. I think that a lot of people are not conversant with like touring acts, and I think it's very normal for touring acts to always sort of like be on the road. Femi Kuti was mentioning how he's been literally on there was something his son Made was speaking about, how they've been on the road for a couple of years now, and it's not spoken about because probably he's not exactly mainstream, but it's very normal for like touring acts to always be on the road. And in as much as Burna excels when he records music and all of those things, I think his proper strength is that he's a touring act. And when he's thinking about, he has said it several times that he wants to live and die on the stage. That's literally like his thing. So I don't think it's a scenario where they're going to stop.
Yeah, I don't expect him to stop.
Okay, so here's my thing, right? I think you guys are not understanding what I'm saying. Every touring act also takes a break. I know what a touring act is. That's not what I am saying.
Doesn't stop sometimes.
Is that a touring act does not stop? Yes, but a touring act takes break. This December that you people are saying, oh, he's not having any tour dates. He was performing in Lagos.
Yeah.
So I need you people to understand. I understand what you mean by a touring act. Me, I know what a touring act is.
Some people are just wired different. I just expect Burna to be different.
All I'm asking for is a break.
Burna needs a certain level of stage and a certain level of like what they call like production for his like tours, right? And that's like tied to the music. If he doesn't have I love Burna and I would love to see him tour all the time, right? But if the music isn't there and you don't have the strategy to do the tours that you're accustomed to, do you just like tour regardless, or like
what do you mean? Is the music not there? I think Taj should go on about this because he spoke about his last show at Scotia Bank. So like, tell us whether the music is not there or I don't know.
Wait, can you guys hear me? I don't know if you're saying
we can.
Sorry. Yeah, so I mean, the show was great. I think that was it is what it is. Like the second date of the Burna show was the best I've seen Burna, and I've seen Burna 4 times. Right, that was the best I've seen him. Right, he tore, he absolutely ripped. I mean, that's the video that he saw that he sat and started laughing. It was crazy. Like it got to the point that he had to sit down, and everybody was just like, "Bro, he lost his mind."
Don't rub it.
Sorry, but I'm just like
maybe I'm the problem. Taj.
The first day, obviously, there was some sound. I think there was some venue issues, so he wasn't really happy. He was kind of angry. But you see that second day, I've never seen anything like that before. Just straight up facts. But I will say this, right? You need to understand that at the level musicians play, right? They are not doing certain things because because they don't have a hit record or because they don't have a popping record, right? You have to understand that no sign of weakness tour. He only performs 3 songs of the album or 4 songs of the album. Yeah, he does. It's not even heavily about the album. You have to understand that as time goes on, a legacy is being created, and that is what the show is being sold on. Yep. Right? It's not about whether they have a hot record or they have a Billboard Hot 100. Bro, regardless, an album drops, a tour is coming. It is as simple as that, because guess what? People are going to show up with or without a hit record. That's why you have a fan base. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and you keep off that.
I don't know if you people really do know what touring acts do, because touring acts tour without dropping album.
So it's not about whether a song is hot or he has.
The song does not have to be hot, and honestly, he does not have to drop album. The issue that you guys are not picking up on is that there's so many touring acts. Burna's discography is so much that he can remix his tours however he wants to and not drop anything new for 1 year. Yes, I understand that we want to be hot. We can't afford to let anything.
Are we talking about albums specifically?
But what I am saying, is that because Emmanuel's original question was,
does he need an album?
Does he need an album this year? I don't think he does. What I think he is, and I agree with all of you, is that he is a touring act. But you people need to get into the fact of what touring acts actually do. They don't drop album every year, first of all. That's the first part that touring acts don't do. And also, they take breaks. So if it means he takes a 4-month break, 5 months break, and then he goes on tour and he does a Burna tour, it doesn't have to be No Sign of Weakness anymore. It literally is him doing his full discography. Like Pepe, you were even talking about it. Coldplay is a touring act.
Where's it going to market?
The touring act and
his discography, Emmanuel.
I'm going to sell out the same venues.
I'm saying, of course, obviously, his discography is
if he doesn't have a hit record or a hit album.
I think Taj is referencing. Taj is referencing the fact
touring acts do not focus on hit records.
Right.
They don't focus on selling out as well. They sell.
Yeah, like you're not meant to sell out.
All those things are correct. You're not wrong, right?
Like if you're gonna zero in and say he's a touring act, then act like a touring act.
Okay.
But I mentioned earlier.
Call words and then not.
I mentioned earlier that I don't think that he's going to drop an album. That I just think his touring cycles might be longer.